Hello everybody. Today I can solve candy corn and Hill-Sas problems using algebra. So we're going to utilize our candy corn problem method, our Hill-Sas method, and we're going to incorporate algebra into it. So this is definitely a little bit of a challenging lesson, but we're going to do the best we can with it. I see a candy corn. You need to be able to recognize your picture. Candy corn, bases separate. Now, it says that EB is 3 more than DB. So this is an algebra thing. So I'm going to write DB. I'm going to write EB. Whichever one comes last, I'm going to call X. I'm going to express everything else in terms of X, which means that EB is X plus 3. So DB is X, EB is X plus 3. That's the algebra component to this question. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. AB is 14, CB is 21. Why don't you try to set it up from here? I'll give you 20 seconds to try and set up your proportion. Oh, I'm sorry, before we do that, are the bases involved? My bases are not involved. So we're going to put the top over top, the side over side, and the bottom over bottom. Do it. Take about 15 seconds. Top over top, bottom over bottom, I don't have, those are blank. Side over side, I have both sides. 14 over 21. From here, we cross multiply and solve. If you want to pause it and do it on your own, that's fine. Whenever you're cross multiplying, if there's a binomial, make sure you put it in parentheses. Do the algebra, find some space. X is 6. It's asking for AD, another twist. So this is definitely a challenging question. So if X is 6, and it's asking for AD, well, let's get a new color for that. Since this whole thing is 14, and this piece is 6, AD is going to be 14 minus 6, which is 8. So definitely a lot of twist for this candy corn problem, but that's how you do it. Number 2, I see Hill-Sas. So I'm going to write down Hill-Sas. So I know I'm using one of those. BD is 4. AD is X minus 6. CD is X. Is there an L involved or an A involved? There's an A involved, so I'm using SAS. S over A equals A over S. X minus 6 over 4 equals 4 over X. Cross multiply. X times X minus 6 is, I'm just going to bring it up over here, X times X minus 6. 4 times 4 is 16. Now to solve the equation, I distribute. And when I distribute, I get Mr. X squared. What does he want to do? He wants to party. Before he can party, all of his friends have to come over. So we're going to have to subtract the 16. Now that everybody's over, they party. What do they do at the party? Bubbles. Bubbles mathematically means factor. So whenever you end up with an equation with an x squared, you're going to have to follow the Mr. X squared story, bring everything to one side, factor, set each factor equal to 0. X and x, first sign comes down, negative and a negative is a positive. What multiplies to 16? And subtracts to 6. 2 and 8, bigger number goes first. set each factor equal to 0. X minus 8 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. X is 8. X is negative 2. Now, since we're talking about the length of a side, the length of a side can't be negative, which means that X is 8. It's asking for CD, which is X. So CD, again, not an easy question. You know, it's actually pretty straightforward, with the exception of the fact that you have to solve your quadratic equation, follow your Mr. X squared story. But other than that, it's really a pretty straightforward question. Okay. You know, is there anything else I want to do with you? 3 and 4, that's more Mr. X squared. This is pretty much more of the same. I don't really feel the need to go over anything else with you. In order to do this lesson, you need to know how to do candy corn problems. You need to know how to do Hill-Sass problems. You need to know how to solve quadratic equations. And you need to be able to set up in terms of x. If you can do all that, put it all together, you know, it's a challenging lesson. If you're not comfortable with those things, then don't even worry about this lesson. Go back to all of those individual pieces and make sure you understand the basics. That's it. This is actually, I mean, as I'm assigning it right now on November 18th, 2020, this is a bonus lesson. That might not be the case in the future, but it's a challenging lesson. The more important thing, make sure you know how to do basic Hill-Sass. Make sure you know how to do basic candy corn problems. If that's the case, you're in good shape. So I would say your classwork/homework is to finish this, but it completely depends on where you're at. Have a great day.